For the first time in league history, there would be one more game to play. In 2 weeks, the Packers would battle the Kansas City Chiefs in the inaugural Super Bowl.
Who won it? Kansas City. On to Kansas City. Kansas City, here we come.
As the dominant American Football League team of 1966, the Chiefs would be the AFL's representative in this first ever meeting between the two leagues. But the more established Packers were quickly tabbed as 2-touchdown favorites.
We had almost nothing to gain because we were expected to win, but had we gotten knocked off, it would have been something we felt that we'd have had to live with for the rest of our lives.
That first championship against the Chiefs in Los Angeles probably had more pressure on Coach Lombardi than any game, I think, ever.
We didn't know he was getting telegrams from Wellington Mara saying you carry the honor and the integrity of the National Football League on your shoulders. We are counting on you. Be sure you do not let us down. And we're not allowed to lose. You cannot lose this game. But the closer we got to game day, the more intense he got. And it was the most anxious I ever saw him. I mean, we really thought he might have a heart attack.
After arriving in Los Angeles, Lombardi raised curfew fines to $2,500, then added a grim warning.
He said, oh, and there's one other thing I want you to understand. If you break curfew, you will never play another league game in the National Football League. I promise. I'll personally see to it.
Lombardi's threats didn't bother backup receiver Max McGee, who had teamed often with his pal Paul Hornung at late-night carousing.
They were roommates on the road, and they were something else. Coach Lombardi, when he discovered that these guys were they were going to be out, they were going to violate curfew, he just fined the heck out of them. They paid with their fines. They paid for our team party every year, and that's a fact.
I've a lot of broads between 8 and 11 because that's the only time we get off. But I'm a bitch after the curfew check because I sneak out every night.
I did not believe that even McGee had the audacity to slip out after Lombardi made his speech that afternoon before the game. I didn't think even Max could do it.
Assuming his playing time would be limited, the fun-loving McGee took full advantage of the Hollywood nightlife.
And here we are in the first Super Bowl game, and when I go down at 6:30 in the morning to pick up a paper on game day, off to my left, the front entrance of the hotel, I see Max McGee coming through the front door. He's coming through at 6:30 in the morning. I'm thinking, oh my God, this man's been out all night on the eve of the biggest game in our career.
Thousands of people here in the stands, and there are millions of people on television, and everyone looking, and all with speculation to see what kind of a game the Green Bay Packers are going to play today, right? Right. I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. You be proud of this game, and you can do a great deal for football today. Great deal for all the players in the league and everything else. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
Let's go. Let's go. Get out there. Run out there.
Lombardi's pregame attempts to inspire his team had achieved the opposite effect.
He made us so cautious that in the first half, we literally played, making sure we didn't make a mistake. When you're concerned and you're so intimidated by the situation, then sometimes it takes away the real heart of what you do.
We were tight. I mean, anybody would have been tight in that situation. But also, Kansas City was really good. I mean, they had some great football players. In the early going, we didn't protect the passer well. Bart got hit. He got hit by my man, I know that.
Starr wasn't the only Packer on the turf. When Boyd Dowler re-injured his shoulder, his sleep-deprived and hungover replacement was sent in.
Now we have our first sub of the game. Dowler is going out, and Max McGee now is coming in as flanker.
Well, when Boyd goes down, I said, uh-oh. Well, this is the very thing I was concerned about. And the flip side of that, though, based on his ability to be a clutch performer when called upon, I just had a gut feeling that Max would be ready, and he was. He steps in and he plays like gangbusters.
Dale to the right, McGee to the left, Starr dropping straight back, hit as he throws, has the ball, and McGee, touchdown!
And the old veteran scores the first touchdown of the Super Bowl game.
Despite McGee's unexpected heroics, the Chiefs kept the game close. The Packers had seen enough. In the third quarter, Lombardi turned the dogs loose on defense.
We definitely had more aggressive play calls in the second half. And that was what, to me, created the turning point.
Dawson being rushed and throws. And down the sidelines comes Willie Wood. Only one man can get him at the 10 and drags him down at the 4-yard line. A big break.
The Chiefs were held scoreless for the rest of Super Bowl I, and Max McGee couldn't be stopped.
Max has announced to anybody that would listen, hey, I can kill these guys if I get in this game. He goes out and proceeds to have an MVP-type performance.
Starr looks, has time, throws in the end zone. Great catch by Max McGee off one hand.
With a mixture of satisfaction and relief, the now relaxed Packer bench could enjoy their Super Bowl win along with their unflappable teammate.
What a day! Let it go! Go!
It's the stuff of legend, and it should be. And Bart got the most valuable player because he earned it, but they probably should have split it and had co-MVPs because Max had that great a game.